What is going on, everybody? Welcome back to Jellygoontv. Welcome back to all my beautiful viewers and subscribers, of course. Today we're gonna react to something very different. I'm very concerned of what is happening in Africa right now, and you might say, well, that's because of the resources and everything is gonna be expensive. That's the reason why you give up. And not really, because I always been, fascinated by Africa, and it's always been used by other governments as a puppet state, as getting their agenda, getting their resources for free or very cheap prices. And I feel like with everything is going on right now that this is no coincidence whatsoever. It's kind of Russians' way to demoralize, the NATO and the American influence. So I think, it's my opinion, it's not really state fact, but we've seen this with America, we've seen this with France. They have such a big, thing in Africa. They have a big statement, a big thing they took over since centuries, and they get all the resources almost for free. So to stop that, Russia has basically, like they do with the puppet states, influence some political people and basically just taking care of business and make sure that NATO and America is going to pay double for whatever they do, because they know our things are coming from there, or resources and everything like that. Now the problem with Russia is that we've seen this many times when they did it before, that it will to crash because there's so many warlords, there's so many different things that goes on in Africa. And again, I'm not accusing anybody of anything. I'm just saying it's kind of funny that Putin is talking this big talk about demolishing NATO, demolishing the American dollar, and now Niger is going up against, the colonizers. And of course, they have their full right for that. It's their own country. The way that Africa is, it's not really united under one banner. It's really different tribes, like it's always been through history. But still, Africa is a beautiful, rich country and is one of the world's richest country if they had it for themselves. But unfortunately, during current events and former events, they don't have it. So without further ado, we're going to hear from the people down there and we're going to see what's going on, because, and then we're going to talk a little bit about what I think and, all this kind of stuff. So without further ado, let's get into this. Let's go. Oh, wow. That's me when I vlog. Hundreds of people rallied in support of Nigeria, rolling Junda in the capital.
Les gens sont en train de venir. Les gens sont en train de venir et nous allons faire une démonstration à l'ensemble des pays de la CEDEAO et de tous ceux qui sont en train de prendre des mesures impopulaires et inhumaines envers le Niger, qui est en train de se libérer du joug de la colonisation.
Par devoir envers le peuple nigérien et conscient de la gravité du moment que vit notre pays, nous sommes toujours...
And I think it's Nigeria. I don't really know. I think it is. I don't know, because they have very, very different names in Africa. So I'm sorry if but I think it's Nigeria.
Pour rester avec humilité
we have always been humble
à
enough to listen
l'écoute
to all the
de
parties
toutes les
concerned.
parties concernées et ouvert au dialogue, pour qu'une fois l'émotion passée chez les uns et les autres, nous puissions ensemble créer les conditions d'une transition apaisée devant déboucher dans un délai relativement court et raisonnable à des élections générales, mais surtout une meilleure approche dans notre lutte contre le terrorisme et les autres maux économiques et sociaux qui minent le développement du Niger.
A gaskiya muna ma Allah godiya subhanahu wata'ala da ya gwada muna wannan sojoji kokarin da suke na kwatan mulki da hannun azzalumai. Mun gode ma Allah. Sai kuma ina ga kira ne zuwa ga sojojinmu su mai da hankali bisa kan rayuwa. Wayannan yawancin manyan 'yan kasuwanmu goyon bayan wayannan mutanen ne. Suna profite da wannan abun, sun tsada da abinci. Kwanan baya ana sayan shinkawa jika 10 da rabi, jika 10 da 11. A yanzu ta kai 15.
Wow.
In sun ce ma wai sabon stock ne, an rike boda, ta ina suka shigo da shi. Kenan kun ga tsohi ne suna profite ne da wannan abun, suna musguna matalakawa saboda a yi muku bore a ce abun da kuka yi bai yi ba. Kenan kuma yi da hankali bisa wannan, kira ne zuwa gare ku.
L'ensemble des Nigériens, l'ensemble des citoyens apportent leur soutien à la CNSP, c'est-à-dire la gente au pouvoir. Donc ils ont notre soutien, alhamdulillah. Et nous sommes contre les sanctions prises par la CEDEAO et l'UEMOA. Nous sommes contre ces actions.
You see what I'm saying? So this is what's going on. They already have the Russian flags on top. You know what I mean? So this is the point that I'm trying to make. This is what war consists of. This is what they did through centuries. This is nothing new whatsoever. Africa has been, unfortunately, I'm saying unfortunately because even though I understand that, you know, these people, they believe in the greater, they believe in the good and everything like that. Unfortunately, you know, Russia, France, America, and all these kind of stuff, they do it for their own good. They don't care about Africa. And I can definitely determine and testify for that, because in the Afghanistan war, they didn't care about Afghanistan's, they didn't care about Iraq, they didn't care about anything. It's all about America and Russia fighting each other and doing this kind of stuff. And I feel so sorry for Africa, because Africa really deserves its freedom. It deserves one united people, black people who just come together and be together. Of course, with all the sorrow that Africa has endured and all the countries that have come and taken what is not theirs. You understand what I'm saying? And you know, we have Apple and all these making these unfair contracts and don't want to man up to it, and everything just get bars to the ground. And we got South Africa, of course, which is white people, but they deserve to be there too. But just unite everybody and be together, and you have the greatest country on earth. I mean, there are so many Russians and Americans that use other countries as puppets. We've seen it during the Cold War. We've seen it doing, you know, World War II, World War I. You know, there's a lot of things. It's a whole thing where you do this thing where you talk to another country about pushing your propaganda, and Russia is basically doing this right now, which is nothing new, and it's not really like wow amazing or like wow exploding. It's not. It's something they do in every war, and every time there is some conflict or something like that, they are always trying to generate, you know, power or try to seem generous, like they are a good state, and trying to paint a picture. It's all about politics, and politics is a snake game. It's a chess game where you just can't win. You just have to be in front of your opponents all the time. That's what you got to do. That's what politics is. Politics are snake people in one place, and that's just how it is. You do everything dirty and you don't get caught. That's how it is. And I don't give a shit what anybody says. That's what politics is. Politics is the definition of that. 100%. We've seen it through history. We've seen it in the Greeks where there were pedophiles and, you know, all this kind of stuff that we got the democracy from. You know, all this kind of stuff that is so fucked up in history, but we don't pay attention to because we're too scared to do anything else. And I feel like the world is going to shit in a haystack because all this information is slowly finding people. And I'm not talking about conspiracy theories. This is 100% of warfare. They did it back in China, you know, in the 1300s, whatever it was. Like, they always been doing this. It's nothing new, but I just was curious about what was going on, but I didn't know it was just another of these things right here. And it's actually sick of me that the world had comes to this point where people with small dicks and, you know, they trying to measure it with each other are trying to fuck up everybody civilian and everybody in the world and trying to mess everything up. And you might say, well, Jelly, you just scared because you live in Denmark, and Denmark is a rich country. It's had nothing to do with that. I mean, we all supposed to unite. We all supposed to talk diplomacy. We're not supposed to use people for our own good. But unfortunately, there's many companies and many governments and many, you know, countries that use other people for their good. And that is politics. Politics is a way of snaking around it and then take the bite and then recover into the bushes. We had so many cover-ups. We had so many things, and you can't prove me wrong because there's so much going on that you have no idea about. I have no idea about, but I'm just saying the puzzles are going together and together. And this is a well-known warfare, I'm just saying. And I'm sorry I'm babbling.
Message au peuple, plus précisément au président du CNSP. Nous voulons qu'il fasse une audit. Les gens qui ont pris l'argent de l'État, ils sont là. Ils sont dans ce pays-là. Ouais. Et il ne faudrait pas qu'ils nous déçoivent. Ouais. Le peuple est sorti, il y a une masse qui ne s'est jamais produite depuis 1960. Merci. Il ne faut pas qu'il déçoive le peuple.
Vraiment, maintenant, nous sommes libres aujourd'hui. Personne n'a pensé que ce jour allait arriver.
Imagine be a CIA agent, right? You know all this fact. You know all these kind of things that goes on, the strategic things that other countries they're trying to do. That's your whole freaking job, just to find out what is going on in outer world and, you know, what is security of America. You know what I mean? It must be very, not fun to do the job, but fun to see how much is corrupt and how much is actually planned in the world. That must be very fun because there is a lot.
Et voilà enfin que le peuple nigérien est libre de ses mouvements.
That is crazy, man. I feel for Africa because they get used all the time in somebody's plot. And I feel like it's very disgraceful to do this. And I know what Russia's plan is. Russia is to demolitize the dollar and trying to fix their own little NATO, whatever they're trying to do. The problem is it's unstable countries and they're known to stab you in the back as certain that they get some things. Now, they might do it in public. They might do it like this. But you see Turkey, for example, it's like a period country that doesn't even know what it wants. First, Sweden can go or Finland can be a part of NATO. Then it cannot. Then we have to buy flight. Then it's okay. Then fuck Greek. You know what I mean? They're trying to attack Greek. They're trying to make that. They're trying to, say a bunch of things. Now they're hating on Denmark again for burning the Quran. Like, we have anything to do with that. It's unbelievable how fuckery this politics is. And these people, they use excuses for every single thing to fuck with people's civilians. Like, fuck with people's lives. And it's kind of funny to me that the world is like this. You could pay for everything. And this is what I say with you guys that believe that the world is going to end tomorrow. The world is not going to end tomorrow because there's no parties who want to see the world end. There's too much money and there's too much greed for the world to ending. This is in our favor, of course, but there's too many corrupt people who make a living off this shit. War makes money. Drama, political debates, political, wars. It makes money, and that's the problem. If we can remove that, the world would be a better place. But the problem is there's a lot of these, wannabe lions or, snakes or cockroaches that is holding everything together. They're basically holding the roof together. And I just want to say, if you close down or you understand the list that goes on with the corruption, the things that goes on in the world and everything like that, you wouldn't have a world like you know it today. Everything will be different. And that's why you should be very, very afraid of freedom. When people, they scream freedom, they have no idea what freedom is. Freedom is everything. It means you could do whatever you want to do. That is 100% legit freedom. As God or Buddha, Allah, He born you, that's how you are. That is 100% freedom. No restrictions, no rule, no religion. You could do whatever you want to do, and that is 100% freedom. But the problem is with us humans, we cannot live under freedom. We saw this during the Corona times where people, they, with this thing that we have with hysteria, right? If there is nobody to tell us what to do, we will to panic and the world will be in a desperate, stupid phase. We are just sheeps. We are sheeps. We are following command to the smarter people who understand this world better, we think. And they could do or say whatever to get us to do whatever they want to do. And that is how the world is constructed, guys and girls. And if you want to take the fundamental corruption out of society, everything is going to crumble down. It is unbelievable. Everything that we know is going to crumble down because everything is built on corruption on some kind and type of way. But people, they are still believing that the world is going to end or Putin is going to click the bottom and there will be nuclear war. Putin is simply doing this to show his strength. He's showing this to trying to get NATO down. They always been enemies. It's just another Cold War that we are reassessing right now, or we are getting back right now. It is basically what it is. Back in the Cold War, Americans were scared that the Russians were going to send nuclear bombs, and it was just a mass hysteria about these things. Now, America was shocked when they find out how much America or Russia actually knew about their program, about all this kind of secret stuff. And I just think it's crazy, man. It's crazy that people believe that in order for people to make money, they're going to nuclear the world. It makes no sense. And also with China. China is supporting Russia. Russia is supporting Nigeria. China is supporting Americas. China is supporting India. China is basically that neutral guy who's just supporting whoever is trying to do a move and trying not to get cut out of the cake. That's what China is. China is a business country, and business is business, sweetheart. That's just how it is. Business is not business if you're going to end it all. That's not business. And that's why, relax, conspiracy nerds. Relax with all your world domination, all your world doom thing, whatever it is. We have two states, America and Russia, and those who are under American protection has to be happy. Those who are under Chinese protection has to be happy. And let's just live together in this world that these political stupid people they created, and let's love each other. Let's show love. Let's show positivity. I'm doing a challenge right now. Show some positivity in your country. Don't be scared. Just do your thing. Do not talk about political things. Do not cross the government. Do not go in jail. Don't do that. Just be beside your next person or your neighbor or whatever. If you don't like them, it's okay. Just leave them alone. But just tell somebody that you're grateful that they're there in the world today. We really need positivity because it's so easy to, put up with the negativity, and it's so easy to absorb the negativity. Everybody is negative in this world today. You see it with technology. Everything is negative about technology, but technology could do a revolutionary medical, thing and leap. It's unbelievable, but people are scared that AI is going to take over, but that's not because of AI. You got to be afraid of the humans. That's what I'm trying to say. Like the money, the greed, the money, the greed. It goes like a circle. Here it comes. That's just how it is. It's the world. The world is money. And as long as you learn that, you will be able to see the world through a different thing. Thank you so much for listening to this video. And for the people who stayed, thank you so much. I really do appreciate it so much. I love you guys to death. I just wanted to make this. There's maybe gonna come more videos, but again, guys, I'm not siding with anybody because I know what the end game is from both parties. It doesn't matter if you're with America, Russia, China. It doesn't matter. It's the same game, to earn the most money and earn the most power. That's what it is. It's warfare, guys. And that's how they do it. Politics are hiding in the bushes, ready to do whatever. They promise, they promise, they promise. They never keep it. That's why. They might keep one thing, but not do the next. And then the person gonna say, see, he kept his promise. What about the 20 others? Anyway, guys and girls, I love you so much and have a beautiful day. Spread some positivity. I love you, and I'm gonna see you until the next video. Peace.